Hey guys, so a couple weeks ago I posted on YouTube and Instagram for you to ask me questions you've been wanting to know the answers to, and tonight at 10 o'clock I decided to just sit down and record this all for you. This is going to be a one-cut kind of deal, so I'm going to be as efficient as I can. So the first question comes from someone on YouTube that goes by the name of Zombie Cow, and she asked, what made your dad choose this property? And I think the main thing was it was a really great deal for how much acreage it is. It is over 100 acres and near a main highway, so there's opportunity for development of part of the farm eventually, and just per acre it was a really great price. And the house, in my opinion, was not included on that price. The second question comes from Rachel Duchaney? I'm not sure, sorry Rachel. She asked about metal detecting on the property, and I actually did a few months ago. Before my dad moved any dirt, I went around and did probably within like 50 feet, 100 feet of the house. So I do want to go back and do it again when it gets cold. And there's also a creek that runs across part of the property. A lot of Civil War area. It's like Civil War stuff is everywhere in Virginia. But I do want to, like, you know, go into like some of the creeks, and one of my coworkers told me to check anywhere that water has washed down. So I will check that as well. But when I metal detected, I found a bunch of old nails. I found some more recent fencing staples. There was like probably 100 of them in a pile that someone literally dumped in the grass and left. So that sucks. And there was a couple pieces of chain. I think that's about it. There wasn't anything really too crazy, but like I said, I will do that again. And she also wanted to know about our timeline for the house being completed. There is real no timeline, but I mean, with my dad, the way he works, I know it's not going to be a project that goes on for like, you know, a year or two. I would say probably in the next like 6 months it'll be done. Probably sooner than that, but I'm not going to make any promises there. You know, we don't want to like rush anybody that's working on it, because when you rush people, that's when they get sloppy and make mistakes, and you don't want to have any kind of mistakes when you're dealing with stuff that's this old. She also asked where my interest in gardening came from, and I mean, the main thing is probably my childhood. We always had a garden when I was growing up, and I have a lot of fond memories of that. Not so much of the work, because I had to grow to appreciate that, but just like the feeling that you get when you go out and you pick a basket full of stuff that you grew is like, I can't even explain it to you. You'd have to do it yourself to understand, but it's just the most rewarding feeling. And also I do like to think about my health. I mean, just to know like where your food comes from is really awesome. Christina Hayward asked, is the house haunted? And as someone that does believe in the paranormal and spiritual activity, I will say no, it is not. And I'm usually a person that's pretty open and sensitive to that kind of stuff, and I get creeped out easily. So I have no negative feelings in that house. Kip Larson asked what will be updated in the house, and we're really not going to know until we get into it. I actually just talked to my dad earlier today, and he said that he got a price on getting new windows. So, I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, the old windows are awesome. A few of them are cracked. Probably 3 or 4 of them have cracks in them. And obviously, I mean, they're going to be leaking air all over. So, like, as far as, you know, being efficient, like in the wintertime and stuff, they're not going to be great. And a lot of the windowsills are rotted. So, it's like, you know, if they're already going to be ripping it apart doing that work, like he's just seeing what the price is going to be on getting new ones. I don't love that idea, but I'm not really completely against it. As long as, I don't know. I just don't want it to look super new, you know, so they'll just have to find some kind of style that would look old, but we'll see. Maybe they'll salvage all the old windows. He also asked, when the property is finished, if I were to ever live there, would there be a garden or fruit trees? And yes to both of those. The area that you see behind the smokehouse, where like there's like a little fenced in area, and that is supposedly where the family garden was for the last family that was there. So I think it would be cool to put a garden back in there, or I mean, really anywhere. There's going to be lots of plants, I can guarantee you that. Aaron M. asked, has there been any unexpected setbacks so far? And honestly, no. I mean, nothing really unexpected. I feel like the house is in pretty good shape for how old it is, and for the fact that I don't believe any of the people that lived there were, you know, highly skilled carpenters or anything like that. So I think it's been pretty good so far. The only thing that was questionable was the well in the drain field, which it's going to need a new drain field because the one it has is bad. The soil isn't testing good enough, so the ground's all mushy. Basically the soil can't absorb all of the water because the soil's not good enough to be able to, where the drain field's currently at. So it's going to have to move further away from the house, more into one of the fields. And the well is apparently like, I think it's like 10 years old or something, maybe 15. And we heard that it was a good well, so we're going to get a water test if we haven't already. I don't think we have yet. But we're going to test that to see if the water is good from that well. And if it is, that's great. It'll save a bunch of money on that. And my favorite part has just been exploring the house and going up in the attic and seeing like the stuff that's left behind. I mean, other than the actual items being cool, it's always really crazy to me just to see like how other people lived and the stuff that they collected. And with that house, it's like everything was just stored in there and nothing's been really messed with. So it's like, it's kind of like you're invading someone else's space, but not really at the same time. I don't know, it's just interesting. Like, so that's been my favorite part. And peeling back any like layers that I can to find old stuff, cool stuff, whatever. And Nicole Dodson asks about the old wallpaper. What are we doing with that? And I went around with a utility knife and I cut squares out of the wall. And there's a couple actually old rolls in that bedroom that has all the cracked walls. Or, I mean, probably you can't even call that a bedroom. It's like a bonus room. But it's got all the cracked walls and the walls are kind of grayish for whatever reason. There's some scraps of wallpaper in there, so I plan on keeping all of those. And if I ever live in that house, or whoever lives in that house, is going to get some framed pieces of that wallpaper to make a gallery wall with, or do with what, like, as they please. So and Mallard 5 Farmhouse, which they have a YouTube channel, you guys can check them out. They asked, what is the best way to spread news about your YouTube channel? And first, I would just say that you have to have friends on your side, like, period. Whenever I post a new video, I can guarantee you a few of my friends are going to share it on their Facebook, their friends are going to view it, and it just, you know, snowballs from there. You have to have people in your real life that are on your team, because that will make all the difference. It's like having a PR team, you know? And I don't know, I think just overall, like, doing good things, like putting out positive energy, positive vibes, is going to help you be successful, period. Like, I don't know, I think you just have to, like, help other people. Like, I've been really excited to, like, feature my friend Emily Crain, feature her music, and talk about any other channels that I can, because I think if you are a good person and you put out good things, then good things are going to come to you. And the last question I have is, what room am I most excited for the renovation? And that was from someone on Instagram, and it looks like their name is Stajerska_Deklina. Sorry if I butchered that. But the room I'm most excited to see what happens with is probably the kitchen, just because we have that super cool old sink. So my camera, of course, cut out there, but my room that I'm most excited about is the kitchen, because that super old sink is in there, and I think that's just going to really authenticate that space. And some things are going to be changing a little bit in there to possibly allow for some more room for some extra cabinets and stuff. So it'll be really interesting to see how that comes out. And I just love kitchens, because I feel like everyone kind of comes together in the kitchen, and I just have so many, like, fond memories of, like, hanging out in the kitchen late at night and, like, talking with people. And yeah, anyway, that's pretty much all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and like I said in the beginning, please go give my Instagram a follow, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.